I want to lose as much fat as possible in 1 week without losing any muscle. To achieve this, I follow 3 simple rules. First, I have to work out every day to build muscle or at least maintain them. Second, I have to walk at least 10,000 steps daily just to burn some extra calories. And last but not least, third, I try to eat as clean as possible and stay in a caloric deficit, meaning that I'm going to burn more calories than what I'm eating. Feel free to comment your fat loss strategies and experiences below. Now to the measurements. To track my progress, I use a smartwatch to count my burned calories and steps, the Yazio app to track my calorie intake, then I also use a scale every morning to monitor my weight and body fat, and a tape measure to check my belly on the first and last day, just to make sure that there were actual visual changes. Here's what happened. I started this journey weighing 77.8 kilograms. Here the number is wrong because I was holding my camera while standing on the scale. And I had about 16.9% body fat, meaning I have about 13.1 kilograms of fat. My belly measured around 85 centimeters. After measuring myself, I immediately started working out before heading to work. Luckily, my job involves a lot of walking, so I easily hit my step goal. On that day, I walked over 70,000 steps and burned 3,711 calories, while only consuming 2,400. Now, you might think this caloric deficit is too large. And you're right. Here's a quick formula to calculate your max caloric deficit per day that you shouldn't exceed. And in my case, it says that my caloric deficit shouldn't be bigger than 907 calories. But I think that my watch is overestimating my burned calories, because it doesn't make sense that I burned this amount of calories just by walking, and my app is probably underestimating my intake because of the amount of oil my parents used to cook. So I aimed for a bigger deficit, just to make sure. Anyway, day 2 was crazy. I lost 0.8 kilograms overnight, but I know it isn't possible I lost that amount of fat in one day. Most of it was likely water weight. I mean, my body fat apparently went up to 17.4%, but still, it motivated me. I'm pretty sure that these gadgets aren't very accurate day to day, and I shouldn't take these numbers too serious, so I focused more on trends over the week. Anyway, I apparently had a caloric deficit of about 1,500, but again, I'm sure that in reality it is less than that. On day 3, I lost even more weight, now at 76.6 kilograms and only at 17.1% body fat. I still tried to eat as clean as possible and I was again at a caloric deficit. On day 4, I once again lost weight, and at this point I was pretty sure that my plan was working out. And on day 5, things again seemed to be good, because even though I gained some weight, this time my body fat dropped to 16.3%, meaning that by now I should have about 12.5 kilograms of fat. So in theory, I lost about half a kilogram of fat in 5 days. But here, things took a turn for the worse. You see, I put so much energy in this project, and seeing these results made me think that I had everything under control, and in combination with such a big caloric deficit, I just didn't have the mental energy to stick to my own rules. So that night, I went out partying with my friends and I drank many calories in form of alcohol. And on day 6, I saw the damage. I was back at 77 kilograms with 16.7% of body fat. This setback shows how one small mistake can throw off an all or nothing approach. And that's the reason why the next night I again broke all my rules. So, this is my last day. Let's have a look if I lost some fat. And on day 7, the last day of my challenge, I weighed it in at 77.7 kilograms. Almost same as day 1. But at least my body fat dropped from 16.9 to 16.1%, suggesting that I managed to lose, if the scale is accurate, about half a kilogram of fat in 7 days. My belly measurements went from 85 down to 84.5, so despite not sticking to the plan perfectly, there were still positive effects. And I believe that there are many things we can all learn from what happened to me in this challenge. For example, I believe that for most people that try to lose fat, extreme approaches like this one, where you try to absolutely nail every detail, just aren't sustainable in the long run. And you should also remember that by taking 2 steps forward and 1 back, you're still moving in the right direction. Accomplishing a goal isn't always a straight path. So if you want to lose fat, I encourage you to try a modified version of this challenge. Maybe with a smaller caloric deficit, or just to have 1 cheat day a week where you don't have a caloric deficit at all. If you like this video, consider subscribing, and thank you for watching.